It's not your job to save anybody. I know that's easier said than done. If you're watching this, you're likely an empath or highly sensitive person like myself. And we feel so much responsibility for the world. We're the dreamers, we're the visionaries. We see but beyond the mask, we see what the world can really be. And we feel this responsibility to get it there. We see the best in the people around us, and we feel this responsibility to show them the way. We see the better world, and it can be so heavy to carry around that feeling of responsibility to create the better world. But you know what the secret is? To be yourself. When you self actualize, when you live authentically and you follow your inspired action and you're living in joy and you have peace within yourself and you're rested and you are connected to others, then it creates this magnetism, right? And it's something that we all long for. It's something that everybody strives for. But the great thing about being a beautiful, wonderful, sensitive empath that you are is that we have a faster access to it because we see this bigger picture, right? We see the potential of life and the world that we live in. And so we have this access to it, and when we find our way to it through this easy access that we have, then other people see it in us. And that's how we make the greatest impact. It's not by showing others the way. It's not by telling people like what they can do to make their life better. It's not about that. It's about being it. It literally, like, wasn't it Gandhi that said, "Be the change that you want to see in the world"? It's that simple. Like, just by letting your light shine, by being your authentic self, that light does shine and it illuminates. And the people who aren't ready for that, they're gonna not like it, and that's fine. But trust me, you're gonna leave a lasting impression on them. Whether you see the end result of that or not, you are 100% leaving a lasting impression on them. Even if you don't see the results, even if you don't get to have that gratification, I promise you, I know it from experience with all my heart, you are making an impact on people that you don't even realize just by being your beautiful, wonderful self. And when you show people, not because you're trying to show people, but because you are living in this freedom and in this joy, that it shows other people that that's possible. It paves a new way. You know, we have this confirmation bias in our brains to where what we believe is real, what we believe is happening is what we're going to point out and see. And if you don't believe me, just come up with something like red Toyotas. Think red Toyotas, and now you're going to see red Toyotas everywhere, right? Even if you weren't really seeing them before. Or if you're thinking about getting pregnant, then suddenly you see pregnant people. Or if you think you might be pregnant, suddenly you see pregnant people everywhere. And you're like, where did all these pregnant people come from? That's our confirmation bias, right? And people don't know because we've been conditioned and trained by these systems, these oppressive systems that we live in, that it all has to be hard and that we're just striving. They keep us striving for something that doesn't exist. So when people see you living fully self actualized, living at peace and enjoy exactly where you are with exactly who you are, flaws and all, then it changes their confirmation bias. It creates a possibility in them that they never saw before. And once they see that possibility, then their confirmation bias starts to look for things to confirm that, to reinforce what they believe to be true. And you've now created a new path of what can be true for them. It's not your responsibility to change them. It's not your responsibility to teach them. It's not your responsibility to fix them. And I know that the weight is heavy. The weight of carrying this more beautiful vision is heavy. I know it. But you know what lifts the load? Living in joy. Resting. Taking care of yourself, taking care of each other. You may hear this coming from me a lot. There's a reason for that. It's not intentional, but this is the message I am meant to be giving at this time. It's all about being yourself. It's about self-actualizing. It's about finding your way back to remembering who you are and who you came here to be. not because you have an obligation to live out any kind of purpose, not because you have an obligation to do anything in this world, but your soul, your higher self, your higher mind, whatever you want to call it, your portion of source, you are this you are the ability for source to create. You are like, that's how magical we are. Like, source has got the divine and all of this, and then we're created to be creators. We co-create, right? Source is here, and then we come in the physical, and we get to be the physical manifestation of the creation of source. We get to manifest in the physical realm life and beauty and expansion and things that never existed before. Like, that's a really special, that's all the purpose you need, babe. Like, that's a really special freaking purpose. It's so beautiful. It's such a gift. Like, it's such a gift to be able to co-create with the energy that creates worlds, with all that is, with love, with the divine. Like, we get to be the physical creators, the manifestation of life itself. So, like, we don't need to fix anybody. We don't need to show them anything. We just need to find our way back to ourselves, to remember who we are. And I really feel like that's my purpose in life. I know that I have many things that I love to do and create, and I'm an artist, and I'm a feeler, and I'm a, thought leader. Like, I am in all the things, but I feel like my special gift, not because I try, but it's just what I've noticed as a result of who I am, is that it leads people back to themselves. You don't need to like lead the people. Be yourself, and it creates the possibility. It shows people what the path looks like, how to find their way back home, how to find their way back to themselves. And that is the greatest impact that you can have on this world. That is the absolute most profound impact that you can have on anyone and anything around you. And the really cool thing about that is like, it's how expansion works. Say we illuminate this path, and someone else sees it, and it illuminates the path for others and for us as well. So it always compounds, like, it just grows and grows. And it's this loop that we share with each other when we're in each other's energies. Like, your light amplifies their light, and then their light amplifies your light, and then your light amplifies their light, and it goes on, and we just keep getting brighter and brighter and brighter. So just lay down that burden. You don't got to fix nobody. Even if you see them drowning and flailing, the most powerful thing that you can do for them is to trust them, is to see them as a whole, beautiful being exactly as they are, and know that this beautiful, pure, divine energy that we hold within us, they have it too. And just by you witnessing that and you shining your own, it helps them find their way back to it. You don't need to have a big, deep conversation with them. You don't need to recommend the right books. You don't need to put them on this course or that course. Just shine your light. Just be yourself. As an empath, this is the most powerful, effective thing that you can do, not only for others, but for yourself. Because when you let go of that burden and that responsibility to create the vision that we have of what this world could be, or what this world is, beyond all the layers of pain and hurt and damage and all of the garbage that's piled on top. Like, we have it. Like, just holding that vision and being yourself and shining your light, like, that's our only responsibility. You don't have to lead anybody there. Show what it looks like to be yourself, and they will start to see what it's like to be themselves. And they have that within them too. Trust that they have the capacity to understand. And I can tell you this from my personal experience, like, friends that I have, men that I've dated, like, they're so used to somebody trying to change them or try to fix them. I make a choice of what I am and am not willing to have in my presence in my life. I'm not, dating for potential or anything like that. But just by being seen and accepted, it just brings out the best in people. And when they get a taste of that, it tastes better than the other one. And what do we do when we taste something delicious? We keep going back to the thing that tastes delicious. That's all you got to do. You don't need to fix anybody. It's not your job. I'm just going to let you put down that burden because I know the responsibility is real and it feels heavy. And I'm giving you permission right now to put down that burden. Find your way back to yourself. Like fixing other people can also very much be a distraction from doing our own inner work. It's so easy to see. We have so much life experience. We've been through some stuff. You and me, we've been through some stuff, right? It's so easy to see the path for other people, but it keeps us from focusing on our own path, right? So let's focus on our own path. Focus on finding your way back to yourself, self-actualizing, living authentically, letting your light shine, and it will do the work. Trust them. Trust yourself. It's not your job to fix or save anybody. You are not Captain Save-A-Ho. I know, it's a tough one to take. You are not Captain Save-A-Ho. I am not Captain Save-A-Ho. Y'all, I might need y'all to remind me sometimes too. You got this. Just be yourself. That's all it takes. It's that easy. I love you. I hope you're having a beautiful, wonderful, amazing day. I'm sure I'm going to drop a meditation in here somewhere. Yeah, we'll do that. We're going to drop a meditation. Letting go of the responsibility of others and just letting our light shine. How's that sound? I'll see you soon.